The Bonn Climate Change Conference is underway, and what happens here could shape global climate policy for years. Every June, over 5,000 delegates, scientists, activists, and policymakers gather in Bonn, Germany for one of the most influential, but lesser-known, climate summits in the world. This year, the focus is sharper than ever. Hosted under the UNFCCC, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, this mid-year conference sets the stage for CLP, the major climate summit happening in November. But don't mistake this for a warm-up act. The technical negotiations here often decide the direction of climate policy before it ever hits the headlines. So, what exactly is being discussed? This year, the spotlight is on the Global Goal on Adaptation, or GGA. It's an effort to create a shared global target for how countries should adapt to climate impacts like heat waves, sea level rise, and drought. Even though the Paris Agreement introduced the GGA back in 2015, real movement didn't happen until COP28 in Dubai. Now, at Bonn, negotiators are trying to build a framework that makes adaptation measurable, accountable, and fair. And that's not an easy task. Unlike emissions reduction, adaptation varies wildly depending on geography, economy, and vulnerability. At the center of it all are two key bodies, the SBI and the SBSTA. The SBI works on implementation, basically turning promises into action. Meanwhile, the SBSTA links science to policy. Think of it as the bridge between the IPCC's latest climate reports and the decisions made by countries at the negotiating table. Beyond policy, the conference tackles another critical topic: finance. How will wealthy nations support climate-vulnerable countries? It's a recurring question, and one that often divides the room. Developing nations are asking for more clarity, more support, and more urgency. There's also growing pressure to ensure that past promises, like those made in the Paris Agreement and at COP28, are actually followed through. That's what makes Bonn different. It's not just a place for new ideas, it's where the world checks in on its progress, or lack of it. While the mainstream buzz usually surrounds the big COP meetings, what's happening right now in Bonn is just as important. Because without the groundwork laid here, those big climate promises made in front of cameras might never materialize. So if you're wondering where the real climate action starts, it's right here, in Bonn. Behind closed doors, in long negotiations, and in decisions that may never trend, but will deeply shape the future. If you like the video, then don't forget to subscribe. It really motivates us to create helpful videos.